Now we are recording. So I want to welcome you guys and thank you for joining me tonight in my webinar. It's a little different than other webinars I've done. It's directed more towards an open group of people. Kind of anybody could gain something from this. So I call this my 7 game-changing moves, things that I've learned along the way, my journey that have helped me get to where I am. So who should be here tonight? People who are currently entrepreneurs. They want to learn some tips on how to move forward with their business. Maybe those interested in learning more about finding success in their personal careers, or even learning how to be entrepreneurs, part-time entrepreneurs, full-time entrepreneurs. And then maybe this is you in the bottom right corner here, sitting at your desk at the end of the day. You know, you don't like your boss, or you're just bored with what you do, exhausted. You don't feel fulfilled in life. You want more for yourself. You're just tired of that rat race, sick of traffic, sick of coworkers or the drama or whatever it is that you're dealing with. So you are in the right place. I'm going to give you some tips that no matter which one of those is you, this is going to help move you forward in life. So what we're going to learn today is my story, how I got started on my journey as an entrepreneur, which is kind of funny because I didn't realize I was being an entrepreneur for a little while, that I kind of did, and I'll tell you a little more about that. Some of the lessons I've learned along the way, and my personal 7 game-changing moves that got me to where I am today, a full-time entrepreneur. So stick around to the end. I have a special gift for you guys that hang out till the very end. So let's start with my story. So my name is Jennifer Hudgens. I'm a doctor of physical therapy. I'm also a yoga instructor, and I share doTERRA essential oils full-time now. I got my doctorate a little over 7 years ago, and shortly into my career, I was in a really bad accident. I was told by the doctors that I'd be permanently disabled on medication the rest of my life, and I decided that I didn't agree with them, and I was going to find another way. I worked with acupuncturists, massage therapists. I got deep into yoga, became a yoga instructor, and I really learned a lot about self-care and learning to take care of ourselves, being empowered in our medical decisions, and knowing that the doctor's answers isn't written in stone unless you allow it to be. And then about 2.5 years ago, I was introduced to essential oils, and that was the icing on the cake for me. I was able to gain back all of my function, all of my feeling. I was able to alleviate the daily pain I was in, and it completely changed my life. It gave me my life back, and I am so grateful to this day that I was introduced to essential oils. And what happened for me was that I started sharing essential oils with anyone and everyone because I was so amazed at how much they helped me. So I just needed everyone to know about them. So I was talking to neighbors and friends and family and anybody that would listen. And I started helping people get started with essential oils. And then I started getting paid for it. And then I started realizing, oh my God, am I doing a business? I had no idea. And then I went to this convention for the company that I work for, and I was amazed. I learned how incredible this company was, their integrity, their morals, just truly how powerful their products are and how much they care about the products that they make. And I was like, I think I'm in love. I think this is what I'm going to do. And over the past 2 years, I have worked my little tail off to make this my reality. And I recently quit my job as a physical therapist. I replaced my income. I've left that field, that stable job with benefits and a pension, for this amazing opportunity to be my own boss. Fun, I'm going camping with my husband for the next 4 days, and I didn't have to call anyone and say, hey, can I have these days off? Do I have enough paid time off? Because I get paid even if I'm on vacation. I've made this dream a reality for myself. I won't say that it wasn't hard and that it's still not hard, but I do love that I'm my own boss. I answer to myself and I make my own destiny. And that's something that is really pretty amazing, and I'm very thankful for it. So we're going to dive into a little bit more of how I become an entrepreneur and what my road was like, what my journey was like, and some of the lessons I learned throughout that journey. And if you guys have any questions as I'm going through this, just feel free to chime in, type in that chat box, and let me know. So don't worry about interrupting. We're just going to kind of dive into those 7 secrets, those 7 tips. So first, before we go into the 7 tips, I want to talk about something called, I made this name up, it's called success fluctuation. And what is it? So what is it? Does it happen to everyone? How can you avoid it? So this kind of success fluctuation is something that I like to laugh about, because when I first started with the company I work for, doTERRA, I didn't know what I was doing. I was simply out to help people feel empowered, to help people find a better way to take care of themselves and their families. I was realizing that I was helping other people do the same thing with their friends and family. And it wasn't until I realized that I was doing a business, that this was something that I was going to make my future, that I hit the brakes. And I did this to myself. I put walls up. I got in my own way. I let my mindset get in my way. I kind of just messed myself up thinking, overthinking, oh my God, could this really work? Am I really going to be able to quit my job? Am I really going to be able to do this full time? Am I really going to be able to have a family and stay home with them? And I pumped my own brakes without even realizing it, because I just got in my own way. So does it happen to everyone? No, it doesn't happen to everyone. But I will say it happens to most people. You kind of overthink things and we get in our own way. So if you ever have tried to become an entrepreneur, or you've worked towards that, and you realize that, things weren't working or things were getting in your way, a lot of times if you sit back and think about it, you were the thing getting in your way. And I'm going to teach you some tips on how you can avoid that today, or how you can overcome that, because I guess avoid isn't the right word. We can't really avoid what happens. They always say, when you are testing the universe, when you're stepping outside of what your subconscious is comfortable with, the universe is going to shoot back tests at you. So I remember for me, when I quit my job ended June 30th, and that was July 1st was my first day as an independent entrepreneur. I was all on my own. And it was kind of like hit after hit that came for the first couple weeks of the universe trying to knock me off my high horse and say, get back, get a job, work for somebody, that comfort, get back to that comfort. And I did question things for a little while of was I in the right place? Was I doing the right thing? But I was able to, with my mindset and my kind of 7 tips and some of the things I do daily, able to overcome that. So you can get out of the way, but sometimes you need help of somebody on the outside looking in and being like, Lori, okay, why are you frozen where you are right now? What's going on? What's limiting you? What are you really thinking about when you think about moving towards the next rank, or taking that leap of faith and starting your own business, right? And that's what I mean by success fluctuation, kind of that we start on this success pathway and then we pump the brakes and stop ourselves, and then we do it over and over again. So we're going to talk about some of the things that you can integrate into your daily life today that are going to help you avoid this or help you overcome this when it hits you. So hopefully that makes sense for you guys. So we're going to go into tip number 1. My first game-changing move: find your passion. If you are not passionate about what you do day in and day out, it will not last forever. You will burn out on it. You will get lost in it. You lose yourself. You lose your passion because it's not something you're passionate about. This happened to me with physical therapy. I think a lot of it had to do early on with my accident and how I felt that physical therapists were limited. I knew my physical therapist wanted to treat so much more than just my back, because I had so many more problems going on. There was problems in all my joints, in my neck, in my shoulders, in my shoulder blades, in my hips, in my pelvis. And, I was coming to them for my back, so they could only treat my back. So I felt stuck. I didn't have that passion anymore. I left that field because I wasn't passionate about it. So you have to find your passion. So let me give you some tips of how you can find your passion. The most important thing you could do when finding your passion is figure out what makes you tick. Find your why. You are more likely to be successful if you can tap into the limbic part of your brain, which focuses more on trust, loyalty, and gut decision making. So if we are actually doing something that we feel is the right thing to do, we trust that this is what we're meant to do, we feel like this is our path, this is what was given to us to do, this was our mission in life, you are going to be so much more successful. So maybe you haven't found that why yet. For me, my why was when my only answer was Vicodin and disability. And I looked at that life and I said, I've been living this for 6 months. I don't want this anymore. I'm going to find a way to get myself better. And that turned into a why for me because it allowed me to help other people get better. It allowed me to teach others how to take the control back of their own wellness and know that there's other options. And that was the thing that made me tick. That is my big why. I want to help as many people as I can. And that is what makes me tick. So how do you find your why if you don't know what your why is? There's 4 questions. This is a great little article from Forbes magazine. There's 4 little quick questions that you can use to find your why. What makes you come alive? So what do you do that you just absolutely love? What are your innate strengths? Are you really good at leading other people? Are you really good at making people feel comfortable and confident in themselves? Are you really good at, getting online and helping motivate other people through social media and things? Are you just really good at helping, maybe you love to take care of an older generation. I love the time I get to spend with some of my friends that are in their 80s and, the stories I get to hear from them, and I can just check out for an hour and be like, oh my God, tell me everything. I love listening to your life stories. So that's something I love to do. It's something I'm good at. They like to tell me stories. I like to meet with them. So whatever it is, it doesn't have to be anything that fits in a box. Like, I'm really good at Excel spreadsheets. Like, are you really passionate about Excel spreadsheets? So kind of find those strengths, those things you're really good at. And then what adds the greatest value to your life? So again, I am good at leading people. That's a strength of mine. It's always been a strength of mine. But what adds the greatest value? What adds the greatest value is the time I spend helping people individually learn more about essential oils and empower their lives. That's what adds the greatest value for me. So what is that for you? And how will you measure your life? How will you look back and say, look what I was able to accomplish? What are the stories people will tell about you? My grandpa just passed a little over a week ago, and we just buried him on Friday. And it was really amazing to be able to write a tribute to my grandpa because his life measured so big. He affected so many people. He accomplished so many things. And I look at that and say, you know what? He lived his passion. He did what he was good at. He was in the Army. He was a helicopter pilot. He was able to fly multiple American presidents and defend our country 4 separate times overseas. And you can look back and he has a legacy that anyone that knew him would be proud of. So you can measure his life in this large value. And that's what we all strive for, right? So you want to find the talents, your passions, your skills and experience, the values that you hold, and find a purpose within them. So this kind of could sound overwhelming and daunting. If you're not quite sure where to go from here, you have my email. Send me an email, answer these 4 questions, give me some ideas, and let's work on what might be a really good why for you. Let's help put it in words. Because the stronger your why is, the more passionate you are about the why, the more likely you are to make things happen. So when your why is big enough, you will find your how. So there are many days that I want to quit. There are many days that I'm like, oh my God, why did I work for myself? This is crazy. Like, is this really going to work out? What was I thinking, right? And whenever I feel that way, I look back at my why and I'm like, okay, look how many lives you've affected. Look how many people's lives you've changed because you've been able to teach them how to take care of themselves more naturally. I feel honored as soon as I think about that, and I can get myself out of that funk. So when your why is big enough, you will find your how, and that is important. So if you need help finding your why, reach out to me. I'd love to help you. I think it's a lot of fun to help people dig deep into their subconscious, into their minds, and figure out what does drive them, because not many people ask us, Dawn, what makes you get up in the morning? People don't care. People aren't compassionate about that stuff. So that's what this group of people is for, and I'll give you some information about a Facebook group you can join that'll help you kind of stay motivated for that stuff. So let's go into number 2. Number 1 was a big one. Number 2 is pretty awesome too. So my second game-changing move, mindset. Mindset is where it's at. I could do a whole PowerPoint on mindset. I learn more about mindset every single day. And every single day as an entrepreneur, I think I will continue to learn more about mindset because mindset is always a challenge. So let's think about it this way. I like this little quote to the side. Be careful how you are talking to yourself because you are listening. Let's talk about what your self-talk is like. Which one of these is you? So the first one is, Jen, you're amazing. You look great in this outfit. You're super motivated. You keep your house perfect. You're simply amazing, right? How many people actually talk to themselves like that? Most of us have to really try to be positive to ourselves. Really, this is probably what more of us sound like in our heads. Jen, seriously, these jeans are too tight. Stop eating crap. I can't believe you keep the house this messy. You're so lazy. You'll never get anywhere in your life. You might as well give up, right? That's probably more how we actually talk to ourselves, right? And if you think about emotions and kind of the thoughts that go through our heads, what we think, what we say to ourselves is what becomes a reality. So you are telling yourself that you're a piece of crap, that you don't take care of your house, that you're never getting anywhere. I can guarantee you're 100% right if you keep telling yourself that. You're never getting anywhere because you are beating yourself up every single day, right? So if you can change just a little bit about how you talk to yourself, if you can catch yourself when you start saying these negative things, like I definitely get down on myself sometimes and you'd be like, oh my God, I can't believe you haven't mopped the floors all week long. Like, what are you thinking? This is true. Look at all this sand, right? And I'm like, I change it in my head. I'm like, oh my God, Jen, look how lucky you are. You and your husband have sand on the floor in your house because you guys get to wake up every single morning with your coffee and tea and walk up to the beach and put your feet in the ocean, right? Same story. I still have sand on my floor, but I'm looking at the positive end of it and I'm moving on and stopping beating myself up because beating myself up isn't going to make the sand go away, right? But smiling and saying, I'm so lucky I live at the beach is great. And then I can just sweep the floor and be in a good mood, right? So we need to really change how we self-talk because that is the most important part of mindset. So we are like a little megaphone in our head. Think about it. I want to challenge you over the next 24 hours to catch yourself every time you say something negative to yourself and find a way to reverse it. Even maybe keep track and send me an email and be like, you wouldn't believe it. I just said negative things to myself 17 times an hour. And I know that sounds like a lot, but believe me, keep track tomorrow. You would be amazed. So really, you need to change this megaphone from your worst enemy to your biggest cheerleader to change your mindset. Some great books that I have read that I absolutely adore. There's so many books on mindset, but these are my favorites. And if you like to listen to books or read to books, whatever it be, if you know that I just hit the nail on the head and you are the person that's like, you're not good enough. This isn't going to happen for you. You're not one of the lucky ones, or, you are a bad person and you can't keep a clean house or whatever it is. You need to read one of these books. The first book is The Big Leap. This is about coming over your upper limit. So we set upper limits and we self-sabotage ourselves when we get to them. Like you have this limit where you feel like you can only make $60,000 a year, right? So once you get to $60,000 a year, you self-sabotage yourself so you can't pass that, right? Or, you have this thing in your head that you're never going to be in a loving relationship, right? So every time you meet someone really good, you self-sabotage yourself. Does that sound like you? Read this book. It is incredible. I've read it. I've listened to it. I've read it again. It's amazing. You Are a Badass is my new favorite book by Jen Sincero. It's amazing. She is freaking amazing. She talks like your girlfriend at happy hour after a glass of wine, like throws curse words out there and everything. She's hysterical, but she hits I can't even think of what I'm trying to say. She hits it right on the head. She really like says things that like dive into you and you're like, oh my God, that is totally what I do. So read that book. And then Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting. I am just finishing up. And this book is all about how our thoughts affect everything in our lives. So if we can change our thoughts. So if you think about one of the ideas they give is, you want that red sports car, right? And that's something that you want. So you keep saying, oh, look at that red sports car. Oh, they're so lucky they can afford that red sports car. I'm never going to be able to afford that red sports car, right? You've got to change those thoughts to like moving towards, I'm so excited for the day I can afford that red sports car. I'm totally going to get that sports car. And when I get it, I'm going to clean it once a week. I'm going to store it so nice. I'm only going to drive that on the weekends when I'm going out with my friends. That's the way you need to talk about that red sports car. Because if you keep talking about how you're never going to get it, you're right. You're never going to get it. So that is a great book too. Amazing, amazing books to change your mindset. It has to change for you to move anywhere in your life. So if you are a negative mindset person, if you're a bad self-talker, you've got to get started on some of this personal development. The other thing that you can do is check out Facebook. I will add it to an email for you guys. But I have a group for it's all girls, and it's called the Empowerment Tribe. You can find it. It's a closed group, but you can ask to join it. And it's all about motivating and uplifting each other. So if you need that constant reminder, that constant uplifting, that's a great group. Go ahead and join it. So let's go on to number 3 of my game-changing moves. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, inspire you, and believe in your dreams. This is the biggest point, because you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are the 5 people you spend the most time with naysayers that don't believe in your dream or your goals? Well, then you're never gonna get them. So take a minute and think, who do you spend the most time with? Are they positive or negative influences? Do they support you and lift you up? If the answer is no to any of them, you really need to reevaluate and change the people you spend time with. I cannot stress to you enough what this does for you. You really need to be around people that are like-minded, that are positive, that are uplifting, that are constantly saying to you, Jen, you can do this. You are going to make this work. It's going to be amazing. Because if you are not, it's really hard to change our self-talk, and it's really hard to get rid of that negative energy and vibrations we're getting from those people. So how do you feel about making friends? How often? Well, first off, if the 5 people you spend the most time with are awesome, congratulations, you're a rock star. That's amazing. I really had to think about it when I started my business and make some changes. So how do you feel about making friends? So how often do you walk up to someone and start a conversation with a complete stranger? How often do you reach out to someone that inspires you? How often do you talk to people after like a yoga class? You've been taking yoga class next to them for weeks and you never even say hi to them. How often do you say hi? You know, are you the person that puts your head down, throws your sunglasses on, and picks up your phone? You're never going to make new friends that way. And I don't care if you're in a business where making new contacts is a necessity, or if you are just looking to expand your group, right? If you're trying to expand your network or improve your core group of people, you need to meet new people. So get yourself in situations where you can meet new people and step outside your comfort zone. You know, you don't have to like walk up to some girl after yoga class and be like, hey, Lori, you do a really good Warrior 2 pose. We should be friends. Like, that's freaking awkward. Just say hi. How are you? You come here a lot. That's awesome. Like, we always get the same class. Like, you know, what do you do for a living that allows you to come to this yoga class? Or, you know, like, how long have you been practicing yoga? Just be friends. People just want to talk about themselves. So ask questions. You guys will exchange conversations, and maybe over the next couple of weeks, you can become friends. And then maybe one day after yoga class, you can go get coffee. And then maybe this person rocks your world and is an awesome friend and just bumped up to the top 5 in your friends and has increased the vibrations of that group, that group of 5 people, right? So you just never know. Reach out, make friends, connect with people. It is all about connecting with people. I never fly or travel without making a new friend, ever. I literally have never gotten on a plane without making a new friend. I talk to the people next to me, talk to the people in line getting on the plane. I talk to people while I'm waiting for the plane. And I don't do it like creepy. People like to talk to me. People end up giving me their cell phone or connecting with me on Facebook, you know? But it's just a really interesting thing. I just started talking to a gentleman just the other day at the airport, and he was coming back from India for work, and he was super into yoga and is an Ashtanga teacher, and we talked about his travels in India, and we've been connecting on Facebook, and I'm learning more from him about yoga, and I'm teaching him more about oils, and it's just a really cool relationship. We just met at the airport. So talk to people, make friends. Your core group of people will expand into such a positive realm if you can do that. So let's go into number 4. So the 4th game-changing move is about self-care. It's about filling up your personal tank. So it is not selfish to refill your own cup so that you can pour into others. It's not just a luxury, it is essential. So what this means is, you know, what do you do to take care of yourself? What are you doing in your schedule to say, fill yourself back up, right? Because I know a lot of moms, wives, moms, husbands, siblings, children. I mean, even my mom right now, her and her siblings trying to take care of their elderly parents are just running on empty. They're not doing anything for themselves because they're constantly giving to their parents. You know, it's this constant give, give, give. Are you scheduling in any time to refill your cup? And everyone's different of how they like to refill. And we'll give you some ideas as to like what you can do there. But this isn't the most important part. So my biggest mistake becoming an entrepreneur was putting myself in second. Actually third, fourth, fifth. I think I put myself after my job, my full-time job, my business, my husband, my house, and then came me. Like maybe then came me. And it was just really sad. You know, I lost a lot about myself, and I think it actually really hurt my business because I wasn't vibrating in that positivity. I wasn't sitting in that positive place because I wasn't taking care of myself. I wasn't filling myself up. So I would say things like, oh, I'll go to yoga when I have time, or like when I quit my job, I'll go to yoga more. It'll be great. That hasn't changed because I haven't made it a priority, right? I still go to yoga just as much as I did when I worked full time. So that is not, it's not the truth. You can always make time for things. I'll go out with my girlfriends, but I could go out with my girlfriends, but I have so much work to do. I'll just stay home and work. Or sorry, honey, I'd love to watch a movie with you, but I've really got to get these emails out. You never get that time back. So figure out what time you want to put towards your why, towards your passion, towards your business, towards yourself, and make them stick. So if you are saying to yourself, I'm going to go to 3 yoga classes a week. Okay, let's say yoga is an hour and 15 minutes and it takes you 5 minutes to get to and from yoga, or 10 minutes even. Let's say it takes you an hour and 45 minutes. Let's say hour and a half because I'm not really good at math. Round trip to get to a yoga class, take a yoga class, right? So that's 4.5 hours of a week. 4.5 hours of a week. And you aren't making that time for yourself? I mean, come on, right? So maybe it's not yoga, maybe it's spin or walking on the beach or going for a hike. But that's sad, right? I look at it now and I'm like, that's pathetic, Jen. You can't take 5 hours a week for yourself? Like, no. So my biggest mistake building this business was not filling up my own cup. This has been my #1 goal since I've left my job, and I've been doing much better at it. But I want you guys to stop here and comment in the chat boxes. What is your favorite thing to do to fill up your personal tank? So is it getting a pedicure or manicure, going out with your girlfriends, having a date night with your husband, laying on the couch reading a book? That's one of my favorite things to do. Maybe going to the spa and getting a massage, or going hiking. But type in the little box, the little comment box, the chat box, and tell me what your favorite thing to do to fill up your personal tank is. Lori says Pilates. Lori has a new love of Pilates. She just took Pilates Reformer for the first time a couple weeks ago, and she is loving it. And I love Pilates too. And she also likes watching Bachelor in Paradise. That's pretty funny. Guilty pleasure I didn't know about, Lori. Forever Free says she likes to go hiking and mountain biking, or she or he. I don't know if you're a he or she. I'm sorry if I said the wrong way. But that is awesome. That is so good to get outside in nature. Oh, you are she. Awesome. And then Jenny says she loves to do date night with the hubby. Yeah, and it's so important. Spending that quality time together, just disconnecting, getting off your phones and being there with each other. These are such important things. Church walk, run, hike, music. That's what Dawn says. Those are amazing things too. I know you love to be outdoors, Dawn. And that's so key, getting outside, being one with, you know, the environment, with the world, and just getting your bare feet in the sand, or, you know, hiking up that mountain and breathing that fresh air. So now I want you guys to tell me, when was the last time you did what you just told me was your favorite thing to do to fill up your tank? Has it been a week? Has it been a day? Has it been a month? Has it been 3 months? Just comment in there so we can kind of check ourselves. Ooh, good job. Forever Free says she did it tonight. She went hiking or mountain biking. That's awesome. I'm really proud of you, because a lot of us don't take enough time to do these things for ourselves, right? Last Thursday was Pilates and you watched TV today, Lori says. That's good. Dawn, get some of this done this last weekend. So you guys are doing awesome. You're making yourselves a priority. That's incredible. Keep that up. Don't lose that. Don't lose that no matter what you do in life, because as soon as we start to lose those things, we aren't the passionate person that we can be. You know, we're not fulfilling ourselves, so our vibration's lower, and we are putting out a lower vibration to the universe. So make sure you take that time. You know, I'm sitting here going camping for Jenny in July. You haven't had a date with your husband since July? Oh my God, if you have kids, I'll come babysit them. I don't even care where you are. You need to go on a date with your husband. when we are done with this webinar night, you're going to walk up to your husband and say, sweetie, we're going on a date night this week. Like, make it happen. That is, you know, you've got to do it. And it's hard in the summer if you have kids too, because they're home, and I know it throws a whole monkey wrench in, but make that time a priority. It'll be so good for yourself and for your relationship. You know, you'll love it. But keeping these things going is so important. It does change our vibrations. But like I was saying, I'm going camping for the next 4 days, and I was sitting on the couch talking to my sister while I was checking some emails, and I'm like, oh, I can't believe I'm going away for 4 days. It's going to be so hard. I have so much work to do. Da, 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 da. That is exactly why I need to go away with my husband for 4 days. I'm going to put my phone in the glove box. I'm going to check it once a day to make sure I don't have any urgent messages, and I am going to chill and relax because it is important to fill our tank. Okay, so let's go on to number 5. What is the 5th game-changing move that I made to get to where I am today? My morning routine. Comment really quick in the chat box if you have any sort of morning routine for yourself or your family. Just say yes or no. I'm just interested to see before I dive into this. While you guys are typing, I want to let you know that about 3 months ago, somebody asked me that same question, and I said, no, I have no morning routine. I have none at all. And that changed quickly. And I've been working so hard over the last 3 months to change it. And some days are better than others. And there's certain things I always stick to, but I'm going to share some of my tricks with you. So Dawn has a morning routine. That's awesome. Lori does, but it's a bad routine. So we need to change that to a good routine, right? Well, let's go into a morning routine and what it looks like. So what does your morning look like? A morning routine sets the tone for the whole day. And if you do each day right, you will, what did I say here? You will do life right. Yes, okay, sorry, that was like blocking it. But yeah, if you start each day off right, if you do each day right, your life will be great. Your life will be right. Forever Free says she takes 10 minutes to snuggle with her husband and then drinks a Sparks and starts up my essential oils. Nice. You definitely nice to have that kind of time to be together and that time set aside for yourself, right? So let's go into which one of these is you, right? There's kind of like 2 main extremes. We'll focus on the extremes for a second. So do you snooze 5 times, roll out of bed, skip breakfast, get to work before you're barely awake? Or do you wake up when you're ready, meditate for 5 minutes, write in your gratitude journal, go through your morning stretches, read a book for 20 minutes? I mean, we all dream that would be our life, right? And that was another thing that I was like, oh, when I quit my job, it's going to be great. My mornings are going to be so peaceful. It has taken a lot of determination, dedication, and practice to making my mornings look like this. Because it is so easy to just be like, I'm just going to make my cup of tea and go on with my day and not do any of this stuff. So let me tell you some of the things that you can add into your morning routine that will be game-changing for you. Meditation visualization. You might say, I have no idea how to meditate. I don't know how to visualize. I don't know what you're talking about. Let me just give you some quick ideas. Meditation is time to shut the mind off. And that can be very hard. So a quick tip on how you can meditate to kind of shut the mind off is you can close your eyes and you can be in a nice comfortable seated position or laying down or whatever you want. My coach actually says she does this in the shower, which actually works really well for me. It's just a time that I can kind of like close my eyes and be by myself. So what you're doing when you're meditating is trying to shut your mind off because our mind is constantly going, constantly going. So if you have trouble doing that, you can focus on your breath. You can focus on inhale, exhale. And if you think about that inhale and exhale, you can shut everything else off. If you think about something like I'm breathing in abundance, I'm breathing out lack, or I'm breathing out negativity, or I'm breathing in positivity, I'm breathing out negativity. And you can actually visualize that happening as you're breathing. And as you're visualizing that, you're not allowing other things to come up in your mind, right? So that meditation is really important. If you are not a meditator, go ahead and look online on YouTube for like morning meditation routines or like 5-minute meditations, and they can guide you through meditation. You can find meditations for sleep, meditations for making money, meditations for success, meditations for stress relief. Just Google it. You'll find amazing things. Visualization is time that you spend visualizing yourself where you want to be, where you are going. So if we don't ever tell our brain If we constantly live in this, I'm never going to reach this goal, I'm never going to reach this goal, and we don't teach our brain to look at the goal. So, I am working towards being diamond in the company I'm in, right? So if I sit there and I'm like, I'm never going to be diamond, I'm never going to be diamond, I'm never going to be diamond. But if I sit there every morning and I spend 2 minutes with my eyes closed, picturing myself hitting diamond, what it's going to look like in my back office, getting a call from my mentor saying, yay, congratulations, taking this amazing vacation with my husband because I got to diamond, what is that going to look like for me? What is that recognition going to look like? How many people have I been able to help to get to that goal, right? I'm visualizing all of that. A great way to start working on visualizations is creating a vision board. So if you haven't ever done a vision board, you can just Google vision boards. You can look different things up, but you're putting your goals and your visions on a board so you can look at it every morning and every night. My favorite part of my morning routine is my gratitude journal. Everyone should at least, at a minimum, spend 5 minutes a morning doing this. What you're gonna do is your morning words. You're going to take a journal, blank page. It's not going to be something you ever look at outside of your morning routine. You're going to date it and you're going to brain dump. Oh my God, I slept so good last night. I had this weird dream. Me and my best friend were on this cruise and it was crazy. And, oh my goodness. And yesterday it was insane. I can't believe that I, met that person so-and-so, or that I got, I got that letter in the mail, or whatever it is. You're just writing, getting everything out of your mind. And then you're going to take a second, write things you're grateful for. So you're going to say, I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my amazing husband. I'm grateful for this beautiful house I live in at the beach. I'm grateful for my amazing business. You're going to write the things that are grateful, about 5 things. You're going to write them. They could be different every morning. It doesn't matter, whatever you're grateful for. But there's actual scientific evidence showing that if we take time to write down what we are grateful for every day, we sleep better, we have better digestion, our immunity is better, our stress levels are better. Our whole life is better. So take 5 seconds to write down 5 things you're grateful for. And then the last thing I do in my gratitude journal is I write I am statements. So I write things like, I am successful, or I am happy, or whatever it be that you're working towards in your business or in your life. I have a strong yoga practice. I'm consistent with my yoga practice. Whatever those I ams are, you're going to write them down. And those can change or those can stay. Mine stay for about 60 to 90 days. Just depending on what's going on in my life. And I usually have about 5 to 10 of them that I write or say out loud. And that's kind of what I do in my gratitude journal. I absolutely, at a bare minimum, no matter what, even if I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get a flight, write in my gratitude journal. Another great thing to do in your morning is a small exercise or stretching routine, maybe taking a 5-minute walk or doing a quick little exercise routine. Lori introduced me to this great thing called the 7-minute workout. So maybe you pop that on and you do the 7-minute workout. Who doesn't have 7 minutes? But it's amazing what it does for your mind and your body to get everything flowing. Reading for maybe 10 to 20 minutes, that's such a priority, and there's so many great books you can read out there. So just spending a little time on that. Maybe you don't have 5 to 10 minutes to read in the morning, but you're in the car for 5 to 10 minutes and you can listen to a book for 5 to 10 minutes. That's pretty awesome, right? And it's really important in the morning to rehydrate. Don't just go drink that coffee or that tea. Make sure you're drinking a big glass of water. You haven't drank in 8 to 9 hours. So go drink water. And then take a little time to write down your daily goals and your daily plan. I take out my planner and I actually look at my day and I say, okay, what am I working on? I do this the night before and then I reevaluate it in the morning. So every night I take 5 to 10 minutes and I look at what am I doing the next day? How long is it going to take me to do those things? And I map out my day, including things like relaxing, taking a nap, surfing, walking with my husband, whatever it be. I try to map it out as best as I can. And then the next morning I take a look at that. And the other thing that I didn't put on here that I meant to put on here is tapping. So tapping is moving through our meridians, through our EFT points, and working on undoing blocks. So if you've never done tapping, a great thing you can do is just go on YouTube and look at tapping to relieve stress, tapping to sleep better, tapping to increase my income, tapping to release debt, tapping to improve my relationships. And you can just Google whatever you want and find these different 5 to 10 minute tapping routines that you can follow along with. Tapping is amazingly powerful. Go look at some of the research on it. It's insane. But these are all some great tips of how you can do in the morning. So if I told you to go start all of them tomorrow, you'd probably be really overwhelmed, right? But if you could pick out one thing and say, I'm going to do this for the next month every single morning. I'm going to write in a gratitude journal for the next month every single morning, right? And then after that month, so you do it all September, and October comes, and you know what? I'm also going to do 5 minutes of meditation now that after I write in my journal. So I'm going to write in my journal and do 5 minutes of meditation. And you do that all of October. And then in November, you add in visualization. And then in December, you add in exercise, right? Look at that. You already have so many things just by adding them in a little bit at a time. And none of this takes that long. 10 minutes on my journal, 5 minutes with meditation, visualization, 5 to 10 minutes with a quick little stretching and exercise. I try to give myself 20 minutes of reading just because I have the time. Maybe you don't get to read till after work, and that's fine. Rehydrating takes a second. You just have a glass of water. And looking at my daily goals and my plans takes like 2 minutes. So this does not take that long, but it is so important. So if you're totally overwhelmed and not sure where to go with your morning, this is a great thing to start with. The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod is incredible. He has a miracle morning to just open up and change your life, but he also has miracle mornings for network marketers or different parts of different businesses and things. So check out his books. They're incredible. The Miracle Morning is a definite good read. So if you haven't noticed, I love to read. Everyone should read. I read 1 to 2 books a month, easy. So that's like at least 12 books a year. So it's really nice to be able to improve my mind, improve my body, stay sharp, kind of have that little checkout that's not TV and stuff. So this is a great, great book to work on your miracle morning. So number 6, we're almost done. 2 more game-changing moves. Number 6 is accountability. You will only hold yourself accountable for goals that others know about. Tell someone what you're up to. Even if that goal is, you know what, Jen? I'm going to start writing in a gratitude journal every morning. And I'm going to call you the next week and say, hey, Lori, how's that gratitude journal going? Have you been writing in it? And you're going to laugh probably and be like, I did it once. Okay, well, that's still better than the week before, right? And then I keep holding you accountable. So accountability is the quality or state of being accountable, an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. So accountability is key in every goal, big or small. It doesn't matter what your goal is. You need accountability. So accountability can come from so many different ways. You can have accountability partners. You can have your spouse hold you accountable. You can write it on your calendar and hold yourself accountable. I don't recommend that. It's really nice to have somebody on the outside hold you accountable. You can have your best friend hold you accountable. Whatever it be, you can have anybody hold you accountable. And even if it's something as simple as writing in your gratitude journal every day. So we need to write down our goals. So we need to figure out what it is we're working on, and we need to write down. Because if you just say, oh, Jen, that's a great idea. I'm going to write in my gratitude journal. But you don't go get a journal and you don't put it by your bed and you don't tell anyone that you're going to do it, so there's nobody holding you accountable, right? Chances are that's not going to happen. So according to a study done by Gail Matthews at Dominican University, those who wrote down their goals accomplished significantly more than those who did not write down their goals. You need to write down your goals. You need to tell people your goals. Because check out this little picture. If you didn't tell anyone your goal, you are building that bridge all by yourself. But if you tell those in that 5 inner circles, that little group of people you have, those people are going to come help you build that bridge and get to your goal. So tell people your goals, write your goals down. Even if they seem silly and little, just find somebody you're comfortable telling. And if you don't have somebody, tell me, I will help you. So goals should inspire you. They should make you nervous. They should be measurable. They should have clear timelines. And you should be sure to celebrate your successes. So one thing I always ask people on my business, and I always get asked by the people I am underneath in my business is, what are you doing to celebrate this big success, this big benchmark? What are you doing? And a lot of times my answer is, oh, I'm not doing anything. And they're like, nope, go to dinner, go get a bottle of wine, do whatever it is you need to do, but you need to celebrate your successes. So if you are reaching all of your goals every time, you are making them too easy. Step out of your comfort zone and challenge yourself. So what I mean by that is if your goals are like, I'm going to eat food tomorrow. Yeah, of course you're going to eat food. Like, you need to eat food to live, right? So you need to have goals that are challenging. So maybe your goal isn't, I'm going to eat food tomorrow. Maybe your goal is, I'm going to make a conscious effort over the next week to make sure that my breakfast and lunch are really healthy, right? And then you're going to say, I'm only going to eat so many calories, or I'm going to make sure I eat vegetables this many servings. So you need to make it measurable You need to make it a challenge, because if you just say, I'm going to eat one breakfast that's all week next week that's healthy, it's not really a challenge, right? You just have to go eat an apple one day for breakfast or drink a smoothie one day for breakfast. So it has to inspire you, make you nervous, be measurable, have clear timelines, and you need to have a celebration plan at the end. So challenge yourselves with your goals. Even if you're not in a business, even if you're just really working on yourself, you want to improve yourself, then set some goals for that. That's great. So a goal without a plan is just a wish. So what we need to do to make a plan is decide how much time per day you will put towards reaching that goal. So maybe your goal is to eat a healthy breakfast and dinner every day for the next week, right? So you need to spend probably 30 to 40 minutes each night prepping the next day, or doing a lot of prep work, maybe like 2 hours of prep work on Sunday and prepping all of those meals. But you need to set that time aside, and you need to know how much time you're going to put towards that goal, right? You need to break down your goal into manageable tasks that fit in the above time frame. So let's stick with the eating healthy breakfast and dinner, right? So if your tasks for that are shopping, or looking at what you're going to eat, so coming up with your menu, making a shopping list, shopping for the food, and meal prepping, right? Those are the 4 things you need to do to ensure that you can eat healthy breakfasts and lunches for the next week, right? So you need to look at those things, find out how much time they take, which ones need to happen first. So you can't meal prep until you figure out your menu and you figure out what you're going to eat and go to the store and get it, right? So we need to prioritize those tasks, and then you need to get to work. So set a goal, make a plan, get to work, stick to it, and reach that goal. If you do them in this way, you will be amazed how much you just tackle through these goals. And then that meal prep on Sunday is something that's so natural and easy, you barely even think twice about it, because it's just something that you do after a month or 2 months or something, right? So you need to make a plan. So let's dive into number 7. This is the easiest one, but also kind of the hardest, because we get in these cycles where things are not fun. So number 7 game-changing move is have fun. And I'm very serious about that. You need to have fun in what you do. So which side of this column is you? You're excited to get started. You feel inspired. You enjoy work so much you just don't want to stop. You feel really fulfilled at the end of the day. Or is the right side you? You drag yourself out of bed. You repeat each day. You can't wait till the clock says 5 o'clock so you can go home. You're one of these people at your desks. You look forward to your retirement. Like, that's the saddest thing for me when I'm like, people are like, I have 10 years left till I can retire. I'm like, do you know what you can accomplish in 10 years? Like, let's figure out something else so you don't have to do something you hate for 10 years. But it's just this comfort zone that we're put in, that we're told by people that that's what we're supposed to do, right? Work your 40 years and get your retirement and your pension, which half the time you don't even get anymore. So I want you to think about what side you are on. And I want you to think about, what do you do in your life to have fun? And it's because the more we have fun and the more we take care of ourselves and the more we do something that fills us up, that makes us feel fulfilled, that we're passionate about, with the people we love, right? All of these kind of 7 game-changing moves coming together, the more our vibrations will be up, the more life will bring us, and the more positive and happy we will be. Our health will be better, our stress will be lower, life will be better. So you have to have fun, and you really need to think about where you are right now and if you are having fun and what you can do. Sometimes it's not realistic for us to just up and quit a job, right? But what can you do to make your life just a little bit more fun? What can you change to make your life a little bit more fun? Because we do need to feel inspired every day. We need to feel like we are doing something to move ourselves forward in life every single day, or we are diving down that ramp of negativity. So this is one of my favorite quotes from Steve Jobs. Your work is going to fill a large portion of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't figured it out yet, keep looking and don't settle. As with all matters of the heart, you'll know when you find it. So it is never too late to start a business. It is never too late to step out of the job you're in and find a new job, find a new passion. Never too late to start a new hobby or make new friends or step outside of your comfort zone. You know, I wish sure that I started my business when I was 25. I'd be in a whole different place right now. But I'm grateful that I started my business at 30 and that at 32, I was able to leave my full-time job. Not many people can say that, right? So find what you're passionate about and push towards it no matter what comes your way. You need to stay positive and you need to just keep going, because if you know your why and you're passionate about it, you will find your way. So never give up and continue to grow. Life is way too short to just get by. So we need to take care of ourselves and we need to uplift each other. So I want to tell you guys about a little opportunity that I have. If you are ready for something new, I am currently looking for 3 new people to start working with right away. And think about you. Are any of these traits something that describe you? Are you eager to learn? Are you teachable? Are you driven? Do you want to help people? Do you want to empower people through natural wellness and learn how I left my job in 2 years as a physical therapist and replaced my income? Let's talk. Send me an email right away and let's talk. Let's get on the phone. Let's see if we're a right match and if we're ready to work together. So I am going to grab a little piece of paper really quick, and then we are going to do a quick little raffle. So let me just double check over here. I have somebody on the phone and I don't know who it is, but I'm just going to put you in the raffle as phone. And then maybe you can email me if you're the winner. Okay. Mix these up real quick. And I have a special gift, an awesome new journal for the winner of the raffle, so you can start your gratitude mornings right away. So our winner is, of course, it's whoever's on the phone. So whoever you are on the phone, email me at jennifer@naturalwellness.tips or respond to the email that gave you the link to register or to get into this webinar. And then what I want you to do is just send me your name and your address and just let me know that you are the phone call girl or guy, if you are a girl or a guy, and let me know and I will get that journal out to you right away. So I have a special gift for those of you who attended live. I have my own cheat sheet for how to create your own miracle morning, your own powerful morning. I am going to send that to each and every one of you so you guys can get started creating your morning. So make sure you check your emails for the replay and share it with your friends, anybody you think might be interested. And then email me right away if you're interested in learning more about the opportunity to work with me. So thank you guys so much for joining me. Here is my contact information, my email, my Instagram, my Facebook. Please reach out. Let me know if you have any questions. It's an absolute pleasure having you guys on here tonight. Thank you for participating and joining me. Before I sign off, I'll just open it up and see if anybody has any questions. So I'll give you guys a chance to type any questions in the chat box. You're welcome, Jenny. You're welcome, Lori. Give you just one more second in case somebody's typing out a question. Bye, Dawn. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Forever Free. Great. Thank you for joining. And then I will send you guys the replay. Thank you guys so much for joining me. And phone call listener, make sure you email me your address so I can get you your gift. Congratulations. And then I will talk to you all soon. I'll send you guys some emails. Have a wonderful night.